Okay, so before I get started, I've taken a video. I'm gonna go ahead and apologize for the video. My 7-year-old son was recording the Sphero run across the floor, and it's a little nauseating to watch him holding the camera. But so right now, the first experiment that I'm going to show you is with the code looking like this. It's got the onCollision, and you'll see that it doesn't actually execute any of this code. It just runs in and stops. And then the second part of what you're about to see is with this code over here, which is basically telling the system to look for the rotation of the Sphero instead of the onCollision. It works a lot better. Some of the problem that I have with it is that it ends up detecting that it's rotated just by it rolling across the floor from, it trying to get itself going. So I've still got to experiment with that a little bit. It'd be a lot better if I could just have the onCollision working a little bit better than, or working better than it is for sure. But we at least do have a workaround. The Sphero people have finally gotten back with me and given me the idea of using the pitch orientation to get this to work. So we do have a working program now, but we still do not have an onCollision event that's working properly. And because I don't have any way to adjust the sensitivity of the onCollision, because it really ought to be taken into account its speed, because that's going to have a lot to do with how hard it hits something. But they are working on that, so hopefully we're making progress with this thing. So here is the video that we recorded of it actually running across the floor. Again, the first run is going to be onCollision, and then I switch it over to having the code looking like it does now, and you'll see the difference. Okay, so what we're going to do right now is we have the code set for onCollision, and so we're going to see what happens when this thing runs across. So what it should do is onCollision, it should turn left or right and then run until it collides again and continue to do this until it gets through the maze. So we're going to go ahead and start. So now watch this. And so what has happened is that it has collided, but the Sphero is not detecting that it's actually collided with anything. So, and what I suspect is that the Sphero is not actually, it didn't hit hard enough. But if I back up, so now what I'm going to do is we're going to start over, except this time I'm going to turn the speed up on the thing to as fast as it'll go.
Which
is 255. So we're going to do it again. But it still is not detecting that it's colliding with anything. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take it and we're going to put it in our new code, and I'll show the code, and then I'm going to change the speed back to 100. And we're going to set it back over here again.
I'm going to go down.
And this time we're going to start. And what's happening now is that every time it thinks it has a rotation that is a certain amount, it is changing directions. And so the problem we have now is that even though it is working, it will get through the maze. It's only, see right there it worked perfect, right there. So now it's detected. So now no matter what I do, it will continue to go until it reaches the wall. So this is working, but the problem with this method is that occasionally it is detecting that it has a rotation before it actually does.
Hi, Sparky.